I saw this article. I'm sure some of you did too. This is from the New Republic. The reporter who wrote this is Elle Hardy, and how evangelicals use digital surveillance to target the unconverted. And I read this article. It was a fascinating piece. Basically, what the article was saying is that you know how annoying it is when Christians come to your home to try to convert you or they knock on your door? Uh, Now there's an app helping them do it, and it knows where you live. So the app used to be called the Bless Every Home app. I think it's just called the Bless app now. But basically, here's what I will tell you what I did. I downloaded the Bless app, and it said, which neighborhood would you like to look at? And I assume they're asking me, what is your neighborhood? So I typed in an address that was really close to mine. And what popped up is like a Google Map image of my neighborhood with everyone's address and number and their names on it, which, like, that seemed a little creepy. It had everyone's name listed in the app. And apparently, what this app does is it shows you all that detail for free. So you can basically go to all these homes and try to convert people. That's the goal here, even if it's not telling you to do that. And what's scary is that if your church buys like the premium package, you can now get a group of people in your church to share the same information in your community so that if I go to knock on someone's door, I can take notes about things I learned about them, like this person's mother is sick. In a couple months, she may be very sad, and maybe that's a good time for us to come back because she'll be vulnerable. They can share that information with each other as well. And you can keep tabs on which people in your community have kids and who's not white, because foreigners definitely need to be converted. You know what I mean? This is what the article pointed out here. I take that back. I'll come back to this later. But one of the things, oh, here we go. Yes, this is the part I wanted to show you right here. The app has a lot of support. There we go. It puts a lot of features at the fingertips of the faithful, including the ability to filter whole neighborhoods by religion, ethnicity, Hispanic country of origin, assimilation, and whether there are children living in the household. And again, Texas is the centerpiece of this particular article because those are a lot of the pastors that were using this. It is kind of scary to think that these pastors might be keeping tabs on which of these people who are not supposed to be here. Which Hispanic country of origin are they from? If we knock on their door and they seem scared, like I don't like the sound of that, right? There was a pastor that she spoke to, Kevin Greason, who is a Texas hub leader of a group that was working toward this. And check this out. Kevin Greason explains the way the app can be used. In one instance, he points to the shareable note-taking function and suggests leaving information for each household, such as daughter left for college and mother is in the hospital. And look at the next paragraph here. Asked by a trainee how to respond to concerns that people may have about the app during the training session, he concedes that this thing is so powerful, it's an invasion of privacy. Like, I don't love that. That seems freaky for a pastor to be saying. By the way, they have the institutional support of an organization called Glue with 2 O's, which also happens to power the $100 million He Gets Us campaign. These people making this app, they have money and lots of it. So here's what I did. I tracked down, I downloaded this app and I wanted to see what would happen if I clicked on it. And I'll show you a screenshot here because this is what I was seeing when I clicked on the app. Let me show you this. This is what I got when I pointed at like my house. I blacked out like the address, but you could see it had my name. That's not me typing that in. But what I could do as a user of the app, I could say how many times I've prayed for this person. How many times have I cared for this person? How many times have I shared the gospel with this person? And have I discipled to this person? And of course, I went ahead and said I did all of these things to me. Maybe someone will see that and not try to come after me. And then I added a little note at the bottom that says, beware. I don't know if anyone's going to see that, but I figured I should let them know just in case. And here's the thing, if those are private notes that you just keep for yourself, and it documents all the way you've annoyed your neighbor with Jesus, do I really care if someone had my name in this app and clicked on, yeah, I prayed for him? Not really. I mean, they can do what they can think about me all they want in private. Is It's a waste of their time, but whatever. That's their problem. Am I weirded out though, knowing that people can keep track of how many times they prayed for me, like I'm a meal whose calories they are keeping track of during their diet? Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of weird. And if they can compile notes with their buddies and now everyone knows, like, let's say a neighbor I trusted came to my house and said, I want to talk to you. What's going on in your life right now? And I said, you know what? I'm not doing too great right now. There's some bad stuff happening in my life. And then this person shares that with a bunch of strangers from their church so everyone knows he's vulnerable. Maybe we should all go to his house and put our hand on his shoulder, as if they're not creepy enough as is. That might be messed up. I don't like that invasion of my privacy, but it is theoretically possible for a local church to see who in a certain area has not been subject to proselytizing and what other things about their life people may want them to know about. One missionary that the New Republic spoke to said he used information about which homes have kids to figure out who to send invitations to vacation Bible school to. And to some extent, it's like, that's creepy, but it's normal. Like, companies use that sort of data all the time. There's nothing unusual about that. It's junk mail, but it's not hard to see how that information cannot be used in the future for more direct forms of contact. Let me show you something else. I went on the website for Bless Every Home. Check this out. They have a whole page for new movers. Find out who's moving into your neighborhood, or as they call it, your mission field. And look at this. If you pay money for this add-on to the app, you can be sent a weekly list of up to 25 households that have moved into a 15-mile radius of your organization. You could literally say, hey, who in this circle around my home just moved here because that's fresh meat? And maybe they're looking for a new church, and maybe our church can be their new church. And let me just find a way to get into their life the second they move in. And the list, you see, it includes name, address, and how many miles they moved from. Like, I'm not saying this is illegal. According to the app, this is all publicly available information, which, okay, fine. But if this is what you're using it for, I think people have a right to be a little disturbed by it. You know what I mean? Um, Also, this is interesting. As an administrator, like as a church leader, you will receive a list of the lights and new movers that were connected. The lights is their euphemism for the creepy people who are going to knock at your door all the time. And that's freaky. And when combined with the Bless Partner add-on, new movers can be paired with your affiliated lights who have opted in to visit new movers in their neighborhood. Like, it's just weird and creepy. And look at this. This is the information a random person might get. Here's Jordan Sample. He moved here 2 weeks ago from 70 some miles away. Go to his home right now and convert the man. Bring him into your church. Here's another page from the same website. It's a community connector. You could pay separately for it. But look at this tagline. It's like going from legally blind to eagle eyes on your mission field. You want to learn all about your neighbors? Right now you don't? Well, pay us some money and we'll tell you all their inside shit. And it'll be great. Which, again, I want to stress, if you're a Muslim or you're a Jew or you're a Palestinian right now, or you're a Mexican person who is coming from Mexico and you're living on the border of Texas, you can imagine how this information could be used for really, really bad reasons. And that's really scary. There was one other Oh, this is one thing I wanted to share with you here. If you go back to that New Republic article, there was one line in there where they talked to a pastor from Houston. Here we go. One video obtained by the New Republic from missionary monitoring organization Beinenu rates Houston suburbs with large Muslim populations as shooting fish in a barrel when it comes to evangelism. That's how the people who were training others to use this app described neighborhoods with Muslim families in it. Shooting fish in a barrel. Frightening. Again, it's not hard to imagine what some Christians might do in these areas. More door-to-door evangelism, more mass prayers near mosques or synagogues, more people attempting to save families, certain families especially, more bizarre prayer walking where they like maybe walk around your house to protect it or something weird. And can you imagine how much worse this could be if Christian nationalists take over the government after the 2024 elections? That is freaky. This is the last thing in this article I wanted to show you here. Here we go. It doesn't take a leap of faith to appreciate that Muslims, Hindus, and Jews might feel uncomfortable seeing a group of hardcore Christians prayer walk past their house or place of worship, seeking to drive out demons and force heathens to see the light. Equally, newly arrived refugees might well find a knock on the door from strangers with knowledge of their personal circumstances distressing. And that's before these surprise visitors even begin to attempt to convert them, which is fair. That seems like reasonable things to be worried about when, I don't know, people wearing MAGA hats knock on your door in the middle of the day. Even, again, I want to stress, as far as I can tell, everything in this app is legal. But the idea that evangelical Christians, who are already not very good at like social and emotional awareness when it comes to this sort of thing, the idea that people may not want to talk to them, they don't want to learn about Jesus, all that stuff, they like invading your personal space. The idea that they're going to invade your privacy, or at least privacy you thought you had, in order to win converts is disturbing. Like, can you imagine what the reaction would be if Muslim groups used an app like this to do anything? But when it involves the possibility of conversion, Christian propaganda sites love it. and churches love it too, because if you can go to a wealthy neighborhood and suck in one of these people to come to your church, that's a lot of money for you down the line, right? And I think it also shows you how Christianity is a product. It's not a faith, it's a product that they are trying to sell to people who may not be interested in buying it. There's nothing special about it. It's a commodity. And it constantly needs new customers. It's a multi-level marketing scheme at the end of the day. If the product was worth buying, it wouldn't need so many marketers going door to door to sell it. And it's not like people don't know about the brand. I promise you we do. We stay away because we're familiar with it. But with apps like this, Christians have a new way to target people who would otherwise never want anything to do with them. One last thing is I tried to go to their social media sites to see how they responded to the article, and they're all shut down. The Facebook page is down, Twitter account is down. It seems like either they don't want the criticism or maybe they want some privacy and they expect everyone to give it to them. Who knows? Gonna pause there. What other questions do we have here? While we are looking, so we can get them preoccupied with praying for us. Maybe we could use that for politics. Ooh. Now I'm wondering, like, how do you want them to do it? How do you want them to use it for politics? How about I will convert if you all vote the way I want you to vote? Let's do a trade. Maybe that's useful in a state like Texas. That could be fun. How many users does this app have? I don't know. I don't think the New Republic article had a specific number of people using it. They didn't say that. Maybe that's proprietary information, so maybe you can't expect it. I also don't know if I'll show you this from the website. This is what they say on the app's website. We have 123,000 lights, which are people, I assume, using the app to try to convert people. I don't know if I trust that number. I don't know if that means like one mega church bought the app, like a pastor bought the app and said, I represent my church. And then these people said, well, that's like 4,000 new people we're just going to add on here. I don't know. And then you can see it says homes adopted. They've adopted 3.3 million homes, which is a weird word to use for homes you are praying for because it suggests they own you in a way. And all prayers ever recorded amount to 53 million prayers, which is like a coupon. It's worth the equivalent of nothing, but if it makes you happy, so be it. Other questions we got. They are trying harder than Jesus did in distributing his message. That's great. So did Paul. Yeah, they're working real hard to sell something that they know people want nothing to do with. Other questions. So they may not be doing anything illegal. It still feels sleazy. If nothing else, it could be used for illegal actions, such as knowing when no one was home. Like, again, the idea that you could share information with each other, like this family's never home this time of day, but if you really want to convert them, you may want to go like early in the morning or late at night because the whole place is empty. And someone gets a hold of that information who shouldn't have it. Again, it's not about the illegal access to the information. It's that information getting into the wrong hands. That's a concern. And I don't know that churches are well equipped to think about that stuff and warn people about what they type into this app. And that could be scary. Tomorrow is Atheist Day. Tomorrow is, what is March 23rd? I don't know what that represents. Is that a reference to? I thought April 1st was the traditional Atheist Day. If it's Ask an Atheist Day, that might be what you're talking about, which is online. National Atheist Day. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to celebrate. I will find a nearby baby and have dinner. I think that's the food. Would the friendly atheist be willing to help change the culture by creating an honor day as opposed to a holy day called Remembering Atheist Day, or RAD for short? I don't know what you, Marsha, I don't know what you want to do. Who needs to be honored? Which atheist do I want to remember? Like if it's just atheists who have died, sure. I don't know that we need a day to honor it. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of want to know the specifics. And also, I've learned this over years of activism. It's to be celebrated on April 13th, the birthday of Madeleine Murray O'Hair and Christopher Hitchens. I'll be honest, I don't love the idea of celebrating their birthdays because both of them said some really heinous stuff during their day. So I'm not eager to celebrate either of them. But also, even if you tried to do it, and people have tried to do that National Atheist Day or try to get a whole group of atheists to do anything, good luck. I mean, your best bet is you start a Facebook page or something and maybe some people glom onto it. I just don't think it's logistically feasible to get anyone to care. And also, if it's for those two people in particular, also good luck. A lot of the stuff they said just hasn't aged well. So not sure I want to like say, hey, everyone, it's Hitchens' birthday. Let's celebrate the guy who wanted to go to war with Iraq and said women can't be funny. Like, it's not a good slope we want to go down. It doesn't end well.